G'day traders, 1 minute mindset reset. Great question from a trader. Are there days that you shouldn't trade? And that was a fantastic question. And being in Perth, we have obviously Asia, London, and New York as part of our normal day. Asia in the morning, London late afternoon or early afternoon, and of course New York at night. And I have a household, 3 kids, a busy house. London often opens when they arrive home from school. And of course, Asia opens when they're getting ready to go to school. And of course, New York, the US session, opens at night when they're potentially eating dinner, watching TV, hanging out at the house, whatever that may be. And young teenagers, the whole thing. Lots of testosterone, conflicting personalities, busy schedules, all of that. And so one of my challenges early on in the picture was, dealing with chaos, young kids, screaming, yelling, fighting, all of that stuff. And I remember years ago a trader saying, if you have young kids at home, don't try to trade. And that really hit me hard when they were younger. But one of the things that I've had to really regiment myself on is cultivating an environment that suits my objectives. And I talk about all the little things I've had to do about myself, my timing, my screen time, how to lock in profits or trades and get off the screen. I've done so many things wrong over the years, and I considered myself to be highly disciplined. And I've done and broken every single rule that a trader can break. I've done everything wrong. And so one of the things that, I even know from the beginning of the week how I will manage myself on a Monday. I know that Monday comes around, as I'm sure many of you do. You can't wait to get at the screen. You've been busy over the weekend, preparing, studying, reviewing, backtesting, all of those things, and you can't wait to get at it on Monday so that you can, get a trade. So I'm very cautious on a Monday. And often I'll just let Asia trade on a Monday, or won't even look at it. And one of the disadvantages in Perth, I suppose, is that because my day is early and Asia starts the day, is that if you go back and look at some of the markets, a lot of the markets, just in terms of the price action and everything else, changes over the course of the day and definitely changes into the New York session. More volume, bigger candles, bigger ranges, more volatility, all of those things. And so it took me a long time to, again, identify where my best setups were. And I'm going to talk about this in one of the next videos, is developing a thesis. Another great comment from a trader, from Jay. Appreciate that. Is that the one thing that I really focus on is I'm looking for easy money. And I know that sounds ridiculous to a lot of traders, but you have to understand what that means. There are certain setups that are designed either as stop hunts, reversals, whatever they may be, because they've got people in the money that they're going to smash. They've trapped them, or they're going to blow through the high. The previous day's highs and lows are there. I have setups for those. There's some really simple setups because I'm not interested in, I talk about this, not interested in predicting. I'm not interested in analysis. I'm looking for where the market is going to either hammer somebody else, and I want to be in that move, even if it's 15 to 20 pips. If I can load the boat on something that's, I have a high probability, possibility / setup for easy money, that's what I'm going to do. And so sometimes as the day, you feel compelled that you need to trade because you're a trader, and obviously if you're self-employed and that's your only source of income, there's always a voice inside saying, I've got to trade, I've got to make money, I've got to make money. Now I can think of one specific incident where right when London opened one day, my wife and son arrived home and were screaming at each other. And right at the instant of the London Open, and they had gone vertical, and there was 2 opportunities. One, to be in the vertical move, and then obviously we were at the high of the day. There was a potential for a reversal trade, and the screaming and shouting was happening. And I'm sitting there, and if you've ever seen Animal House, you've got the angel and the devil talking to me in both ears. One's saying, hit the trade, hit the trade, hit the trade. And the other one's going, walk away and get away from the screen right now. You're in in an emotional state. I had no idea what the argument was about, but it was distressing. The screaming and it just, I hate confrontation. I hate yelling. I hate all of that stuff. So yes, there are days when you shouldn't trade. There's days when I've had a killer Asia, killer London, and part of me feels like this is, I've gotten very lucky. And there's a pending energy all day about don't trade tonight, don't trade the U.S. session, don't trade the U.S. session. And in the early days, I would trade it, and I would give everything back. And part of why I emphasize walking away, and there are certain days when it doesn't matter, even if there's some great trades. There's going to be great trades every day. So that whole thing with FOMO took a long time to remove, because FOMO is the retail mindset. It's the trader that wants to keep going back to the casino. The smart trader wants to make money. And so some days I would sit there and say, you've made a lot of money today, more than anybody would make in their normal job in a week or maybe a month in some places. Take the money and shut it down and wake up tomorrow, feel fresh, clear mind, start the day anew, and go back with a fresh perspective and be like, I don't have MetaTrader on my phone. I don't want anything related to that. When I go to the screen, I'll go to the screen. I woke up one time, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night here. The US session had been open for a couple of hours, and I saw something I looked at my phone and went to the screen and immediately just turned it on and hammered positions in, and I was up $900 in about a minute. And so I closed it out. And I went back and got in bed and I thought, what am I doing? Like, that's the stupidest thing in the world. I could have easily lost $5,000. So stupid. That's not trading. That's gambling. That's being addicted and reckless. Regardless, I got rewarded for bad behavior, but eventually you'll blow your account out. And I know that because I've done it. I've done blown out accounts. So again, the project is always about mastering yourself. I don't turn on my charts in the morning until my workout's done. Just a written rule for myself. Mental. Everything is about mental preparation. I want to tick my box, my workout. I want to be in the right state of mind. I want to be, going and through my routine. I need to remember and remind myself there are going to be endless opportunities. Endless opportunities. I don't need to try and go to the screen to make money. I need to wait for the market to set up for me and then go and do my job, which is to execute the best trade setups. So there are certain sessions, certain days when, I know that I can feel that urge coming on or whatever, and I maybe, go to the pool, I might go for a ride. One of the things here is I'm always out of the house. If I'm at the house, I'm either cleaning or doing laundry or something, or I'm out for a run down at the beach. We're lucky, we're close to everything here, and you have to identify what's going to empower you to succeed achieving your goals. And again, my goal is not to be, at the screen predicting, forecasting, and all those things. My goal is to master some setups, understand how I can scale setups up, identify which setups are really scalable to make a lot of money, and not trade anything else. If something's complicated, why would I want to trade that? Just to prove how smart I am? Like that's just, if I have to sit at the screen, you're going to start to deal with impatience. So one of the things, about walking away is that that move may be in that hour, and they might move it again in another hour, but that means you've got to sit around at the screen. And if you're at the screen, you can do damage. Impatience, boredom, frustration. You want to get in and scalp and do little things, and next thing you know, you're into a position that you are underwater in, so you average into it. And it starts to balloon out, and then you really average in, and it turns out to be a squeeze, and they go vertical, and now you're underwater major. And you're like, why did I do that? You're up big on the day, you've just tripled your gain with a loss. It's crazy stuff. So master yourself. There's times when you should just be aware. Like I've told my son, if I ever say to him, take my laptop, that means don't let me trade, don't give it back to me till tomorrow. Now, I haven't had to do that, but it's an unwritten law at my house. If I say that, take the laptop, make sure I don't touch it. I might have a huge day, and I've been tempted on big days to say that so that I never go back and give any of that back. Now, had I done that in the early days, it would have saved me a lot of grief. So yes, there are days that you shouldn't trade. I don't care who you are. Every trader who's been trading long enough, who are honest, will tell you that they know that there's always the devil at the door. So hopefully that adds value to your day. Make today better than yesterday. Keep getting better, and may the markets go with you.